I'm going to be doing Friday's review, and then I'll also do a weekly review on how this week played out. And I made a video for every day this week too, or except Friday. So this will be Friday's video and a review for the entire week. So Friday, we've seen lower prices. We had a weekly low taken, and we trade into this untapped fair value gap from a while ago. Let's start on daily chart. So this fair value gap was formed on May 7th. So way back from May. So untapped, well, I want to say untapped. We tapped it here on July. No, this is June. My apologies. So on June, we tapped into it. So we revisited the same fair value gap, took out these lows, and then we had this closure. So now, with that being said, as I mentioned in my video titled Over Trading, I mentioned that I would want to see price start trading below this fair value gap here. This was a daily fair value gap. And at the end of that day, I mentioned I wanted to see us trade lower. So we got that. Well, we wigged on Wednesday and we stayed above it, but then we end up closing down below it, and the continuation on Friday. But this entire time we remain below the weekly opening gap. So that was a good indicator that we're looking that the market was probably seeking to go short. This was just all the manipulation. So yeah, Mondays open, we closed below the fair value gap, then closed back above. Wednesday, kind of, it was a bearish close, but we didn't close below, and but we ended up getting that on Thursday. So to draw the time frame, and this is how we're trading. So we had got to retest that on at 6. So this 4-hour candle that opened at 6 a.m. That was the last retest of that fair value gap before we started to fall off. And on this Thursday, I really was trying to catch a falling knife. I was trying to like trying to overly predict the market instead of just honestly just going with the order flow. If you know where the market is reaching, it's best to just go with that flow. And sometimes I catch myself trying to catch every little fluctuation going up and down, up and down, up and down. And honestly, it really doesn't even matter. But yeah, so this daily level could have been used as a reference. And if you want to use daily levels, like when you get intraday, 4-hour closures are important on daily levels. That's the next highest time frame under it. So it's a fractal thing. So now we got that closure, and then we started to sink lower. We didn't close below this low on Thursday, but we still have Friday left, and all of that momentum came on Friday. So we started trading low on Friday and took out this weekly swig low. So going into the day, I did take one trade during Asian session. Well, I took two trades during Asian session. So my first trade attempt was to go, excuse me. My first trade attempt was to go long. I believe I attempted to go long, but I also attempted to short. I attempted this short here, made my money back, and I just stopped trading. But if we went short here, you could have caught really the entire daily range for shorts, all the way until this weekly low was hit on Friday. But I didn't do that. I did mention in that video Thursday, the over trading video, that I wouldn't see lower prices had we kept trading below the weekly new week opening gap and the daily fair value gap. And we really got all of those things too, by the way. So as far as analysis goes, the natural spot on, but cleaning up the execution is what we need to do, and not having FOMO if you feeling like, oh, it's gonna run without me. whatever the case may be. So I missed out on the shorts. I don't even think I didn't even trade on my live account. I took one trade on my funded account. I took a long. I lost that trade because I'm anticipating us to go higher than short. Like I said, trying to predict every little fluctuation is not it. We tapped into this 4 hour fair value gap at 6, and that's the open of a 4 hour candle, and then we just sunk lower. So it's important to be mindful of these things, and these are notes to myself and then also to whoever watches this video, just to be mindful of overall order flow and where the market is heading. So I like to take my trades after 7, and 7 didn't really give you too much of an opportunity, like the market wanted to run, so it really didn't give a clean opportunity. And then 9:30 came, and then we just sunk lower at 9:30. So now if you already had this bias, you would have to be mindful. So we have our 9:30 open here. So we created this fair value gap that I noted, and then we sunk down below it. And we never came back to retest that fair value gap. And then this fair value gap was from 850. I marked this out because I wanted to see it inverted to go long. This is where I went long on my funded account, and as you can see, we closed below and we just kept sinking lower. But we have this fair value gap. It became an inversion, and we just kept sinking lower from there and moving forward. Once we swept these lows, the weekly low, I wanted to go long around 850. That's where you will see like a short-term reversal, if anything. This created the opening range. And I never got the retest I would have liked. For example, we had this fair value gap, we closed above. I would have liked to see price tap the top of this inversion at this point, but you see we didn't get that, and we didn't get it here. But honestly, these are balanced price ranges. The way prices traded back and forth, we're painting this entire area, so there's really no reason for it to tap back into it. And look how much speed we're moving with too, by the way. So we end up tapping this fair value gap. Like I mentioned, I wanted to go long. This would have been a perfect opportunity to go long and trade back into the new day open. So this is from 12 a.m. open. So there was clean price action today. It's just about having a bias and allowing that bias to play out. And if it doesn't play out, just being mindful of higher time frame target levels. So that's probably the most important thing to be mindful of: higher time frame levels and what levels are we trading off currently, and how quickly we're moving from these levels. So all in all, I believe this was a good week all in all. I'm gonna clear all of this, clear the charts completely. So we did end up moving lower. We took out these lows, and I'm not entirely sure what's next. So we took out these lows. I'll say this was the price run that took out these lows. So we could see price trade into this fair value gap. And it lines up with a premium level. Let's see where we could potentially go. How long it will take? It may take 1 week. It may take 2. It may take even more than that. But these are just if-then scenarios, of course. These are just if then scenarios. Now, if we start to trade above this fair value gap here, then I would like to see these highs taken, these highs taken. But as long as we're staying below, I want to see potentially this level taken or have an entire fair value gap fill. So having this entire gap fill will be an idea for lower prices. Now we start trading below this. This will be my next target. So all of these are if then scenarios, and just being patient and waiting for the setup to play out. Like I mentioned, if you watch my video from Thursday, no, it wasn't Thursday, my over trading video, I believe that was either Tuesday. I believe that was Tuesday, the over trading video that I made. And I would talk about how I still wanted to see lower prices. So that was all. I'll show my execution for Friday, the short that I took. So I went long after we took out the previous day's low, expecting some type of retracement. We didn't get that. I took a short, exited here. I didn't want to overcommit, especially during Asian session, because I wasn't too sure honestly. So made my money back and then just let the rest of the day go. Honestly, I didn't trade anymore after that. We just kept running lower. But overall, I do believe this was a good week. And as I mentioned, oh man, bunch of stuff. Much better. As I mentioned, if we keep this trend, we might see a retracement, a small retracement higher. If we stay, as long as we stay below this daily fair value gap, I would like to see us fill this entire daily fair value gap here. So reach the bottom. And if we continue, reach into this weekly fair value gap. Like I said, these are all advanced statements, hypotheticals, and we have to see how the rest of the weeks play out. It might take 1 week, might take two. Who knows how long it'll take? I'm not predicting how long it'll take, but that's just something that I would want to see moving forward. But I don't need to drag this video out too long, honestly. That's all the review I have for today. And until next time, we'll see what we got next time.